No matter what comes, I know that I will always choose to praise forever. My response will always be to praise. No matter what comes, I know that I will always choose to praise forever. I throw my hands to the sky 'cause I feel so alive and I wanna bring you praise. I throw my hands to the sky 'cause I feel so alive and I wanna bring you praise. I wanna bring you praise. I throw my hands to the sky 'cause I feel so alive and I wanna bring you praise. I throw my hands to the sky 'cause I feel so alive and I wanna bring you praise.
Hey, welcome to our open night.
We're
Thank
on.
you so much for joining us. We are live.
We're
We
live.
are live on Facebook. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to Equippers Church Wellington's very first
open night.
first open night. Hey,
The first one?
Yeah, very first one.
Very
we,
first
we did practice beforehand, but they didn't count. But we are excited to have you here with us tonight. We've got some exciting things to share with you. We're not announcing any political party aspirations. We're not announcing that
No.
that we're running for any sort of parliament. That's not
Although
happening.
this would be a quality team. This would be a quality team.
Speaking of the team,
The team.
we should introduce ourselves,
Yeah.
right? My name is Jono. It's great to be here. I'm sitting in the middle, simply because that's where we sit
He was
down.
the tallest,
Yeah.
so it sort of created a nice shape. Yeah. I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
And the amazing Sarah.
Sierra, yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And you might have seen us sharing this post throughout the week, thinking, what are those crazy cats at Equippers Church Wellington up to? What are they doing? Why are they sharing this? What's going on? And the whole intent of what we're doing here tonight is we wanted to extend an invitation to you. We know that Wellington is the best city in the world.
The best.
It
We
is
know
the
it.
very
It's-
best city in the world.
It's been proven. But what we also know is that you are called to make a difference no matter where you are, and that Wellington is a great place to make a
Yeah.
difference.
That's
Yeah,
right, exactly
sure,
right.
sure.
So what you should do right now is, we haven't really got started yet.
Yeah, true.
Right now, if you're on Facebook or if you're on Instagram, just share the post on
Yeah.
the Facebook thing. You can press the button, share.
Share.
You can write some cool comments.
Yeah.
You can click the love hearts thing.
We like that. We
Yeah.
can't see it, but we can feel
You
it.
can click the smiley face. If you don't click the sad face though,
No.
every time you click a sad face, a fairy dies.
That's true. That's unfortunate. but
I
true.
don't know if that's absolutely true, but that's
I'm
what
taking
someone
it.
told me.
Yeah.
So, but if you share the post, that means your friends can find out about it. We'd love it if you do that, because that helps us out.
Yeah.
And talking to as many people as possible.
Definitely.
So yeah, that'd be
Definitely.
cool. Very cool.
So, I guess to start us off, the reason that tonight came about is a couple of months ago, we were just talking about the fact that one of the cool things about church is people.
It
The
is.
coolest thing about
The-
church
It's
is
the
people,
number one
right?
coolest thing. Yeah,
And one of the interesting things that happens is people move into cities and they're a part of churches, and then they're called elsewhere and they move to other places. And
It's
that
so
actually-
cool though. It's
yeah,
so cool when someone
cool.
comes in to a city,
Amazing.
into a
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
You know, like Johnny, you grew up in Wellington, eh?
Definitely, yeah.
But I've come here recently.
Yeah.
Sarah even more recently. But it's a cool thing coming into a city,
Yeah.
getting connected into
Yeah.
a church.
Yeah.
And we had someone do that a few
Yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
and not just come in and get connected, but come in and be awesome.
And make a
Amazing.
difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, real awesome. Just an awesome
Yeah, yeah.
person. Serving, helping,
Yeah,
being part of it all.
exactly.
Super cool, super cool.
And so then, next year, she's decided that, or she's been called,
Yeah.
that she's going to travel overseas. She's going on a new adventure. And
Yeah.
we are super excited for her about
Yeah,
that.
we're
But
excited
also,
about the new adventure. We are excited.
Real
we are a
excited,
little bit
real
sad.
excited.
We are
a little
sad.
bit sad, right? But we're not too sad because we know she's called to make a difference. Because what we also realized is that there are hundreds of people around the world, thousands of people
There
around
are.
the world,
Millions.
who are looking for
There's
an
actually,
opportunity.
hold on, just to pause you,
Yeah.
there's not just hundreds of people around the world. There's all thousands. There's actually has billions of people in the world.
Wow.
So just for
Billions.
Wow.
just for the sake of factual clarity,
Yeah,
there are
that's
billions
important.
of people in
We
the
didn't
world.
want people, people
Yeah.
would be sitting on the science test, they fill it out, and they're like, well, the guy told me on the live stream.
There was hundreds of people in the world.
But what we know is that you could be anywhere in the world, but you're called to make a difference.
Yeah,
and so
for sure.
just like our friend is moving overseas and she's going to make a massive difference there, we know that there are people in New Zealand, but
That's
also
right.
overseas, who are looking to be a part of making a massive difference in the best city in the world,
The best city.
Wellington. and in fact, one of the people that we know who moved from another city in New Zealand to the best city in the world is Sarah.
The amazing Sarah.
Yeah,
yeah,
Good
yeah,
name,
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys can't hear you, but you can
What was
take
it like
home.
for you, Sarah, though, shifting from another city
Yeah.
into Wellington?
It was pretty scary, to be honest, to start off with. I was definitely keen to leave home, but
Yeah.
I don't regret it at all. It's amazing here. God's done so much more than I could have ever
Wow.
thought
Awesome.
or
That's so
dreamed.
cool.
Yeah.
And man, I'm just so stoked. Move to Wellington, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
So
good.
how old were you when you came? Why did you come to Wellington?
Yeah, so I just finished high school and then I was just praying about what to do next.
Yeah.
And God made it really clear for me. He was like, hey, go wherever you want in New Zealand, but me first, uni second.
Wow.
And I came here for a school trip a few years before and I absolutely loved Wellington. I loved the culture, I loved the vibes, and I was like, man, I want to come here.
Yeah, wow.
So I came to Wellington, got plugged in church, and just seen God do massive things since. So yeah, it's
That's
been
incredible.
awesome.
That's very cool. Hey, I just want to encourage you, we'll keep on talking about this in a minute, but maybe you heard just that, right? That idea of being grabbed by a dream, being grabbed by a vision, and wanting to be a part of something. I want to encourage you, in the comments below this post, there's a link that you can click on where you can tell us that you want to know a little bit more about what we're doing here
Yeah, that's right.
in the city of Wellington.
Yeah,
I want to
definitely.
encourage you, click on that link, because you never know the adventure that's
Yeah.
waiting on the other side of that step of faith, of
Yeah.
putting God
Yeah,
first and doing something exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very good.
definitely.
So it's like you click on it and
Yeah.
then you can give us your details or whatever,
Definitely,
and then
yeah.
we've got like a bunch of information we can send you. People can be in touch
Yeah,
about being involved in what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
for
once
sure.
you've clicked on that, why not share this post? Because
Great
you
idea.
probably know people
Yeah, yeah,
who
yeah.
also
Bring
want to
your
click on
mates,
that link
bring your
and want to be, move to Wellington and bring all your friends with you. You are called to be a part of something incredible, and Wellington has something for you. Speaking of being a part of something incredible, one of the things that I love about being a part of this church is we have a really clear focus about what we're about,
Yeah, that's
about
right.
why we're here, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that, George. Why are we here? Why are we in the city?
Well, I reckon it's true for every church, though.
Yeah,
I reckon
definitely.
it's true, but one of the things I believe, and I think it's in the Bible, is
Yeah.
that the church is supposed to make a difference in the
Yeah,
environment
for
around
sure.
it.
Yeah.
You know, whether that's a city or a small town or you know across a whole nation, and ultimately as Christians we believe that God's going to have an impact in the whole world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I love that scripture from Habakkuk that the knowledge of the glory
Yeah.
of God is going to cover the earth.
Yeah.
Like the waters
cool.
cover the sea. And
Yeah.
I always imagine what would that look like
Yeah.
in
Wow.
Wellington, though?
Wow. Yeah.
For people to just be unable to escape an awareness of God's glory,
Yeah,
of His
that's
love,
incredible.
of His goodness,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so I say all the time in church, you know, that we're here to have a measurable impact
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
in the culture of our
Yeah,
city,
yeah.
you know, where other people say to us,
Yeah.
oh man, you as a group of people, a community, a
Yeah.
church,
Yeah.
you're making a difference in our city.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're pretty good at talking about what we do.
Definitely.
I love the fact that recently what Sarah's been doing
Yeah.
was on the front page of our
newspaper.
Of our
Of our
newspaper.
Yeah. Wellington.
But wider than that, that's what everyone's been doing with young adults.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, well, Sarah and all the young adults. Sorry, Sarah.
Sarah's
yeah.
leading an
Sarah leads an
incredible team.
awesome team. Yeah, but just what they're doing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We didn't go to the newspaper and tell them.
No.
But they said, hey, there's a bunch of volunteers who are planning to do something
Incredible.
in
Yeah.
the city, in the party
super
zone of the
exciting.
city, just to helping out people who are struggling, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, people go out for a good time. It's not always a good time, right?
No, quite often it's
You
not.
know, and so
Yeah.
tell us about that. How did that happen? Because
How did that come about? What is
Yeah.
it?
it's pretty recent idea, and then
Yeah.
last week's on the
Yeah.
front page of the
Yeah.
newspaper.
Quick momentum.
So pretty much, so last year I was majorly praying about what would it look like to have a chill zone, a safe zone, or a support zone zone in town, and I was just praying about it, and then I bumped into one of the young adults pastors from up north. He was involved with this really awesome Christian organisation.
Wow.
I happened to have a bit of word vomit, and I was like, oh, we're going to do a support zone in town. And then lo and behold, a year later we actually
Wow.
are. So it's just been crazy. God's just totally answering prayer there. He's majorly wanting to do things and just to really see everyone just have an awesome, loving time. And
Yeah.
That's
And
incredible.
your biggest challenge though now, looking ahead, is man, you need people to help.
Yeah.
Yes, we need you.
That's a big mission, and that's a big mission to be a part of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be so
Definitely.
exciting seeing people volunteer time to be out in amongst the
Yeah,
community,
100%.
in a place where people need help. You know?
And the thing is, the more volunteers, the more people get on board, the bigger impact we can have on the city, the bigger impact we can have with people experiencing God's love and
Definitely.
just just really seeing stuff happen. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Super exciting.
So what I'm getting is that you moved to Wellington, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And so from then till now, you moved to Wellington, you heard God calling you to the city, you moved to Wellington, you engaged in church, you found it quite easy to join church, and from that, you're now leading an initiative that's changing the way that people experience parties and that whole kind of drinking culture. You're making that a safer, better place in the city.
Yeah,
That's pretty amazing.
it's pretty crazy when you put it like that. I think it's there's definitely been so many all of our like our friends and stuff like that. There's been everyone working together to get to this point. I just happen to be the person that writes the emails or whatever.
Definitely.
But,
But there's a whole mission behind you. Of
yeah,
people
it's just insane. Like I never thought moving to Wellington that I would see God move in such like a visible way. Whether it's just like worship services on campus or people being healed at prayer meetings. Like I just never thought people talk about all this stuff, but I never thought I could be a part of it.
That's
So
so
it's
cool.
just super exciting.
So cool.
Yeah.
And I just want to take this moment to encourage you. Maybe you're watching and you hear a story like that and something in your heart just jumps, Because here's the thing. Sarah's amazing, but we actually all serve the same God who wants to do the same incredible things through each and every one of us.
Definitely,
And we know
definitely.
that there's a dream in you. And that dream, the soil in Wellington is a good place to plant that dream.
Yeah.
To see something happen that's incredible. And so I want to encourage you, again, you might have heard us say it before, you might have just tuned in, but scroll on down into the comments and click that link to find out more because
Do it.
you don't
Do
want to
it.
miss the opportunity to be a part of an adventure.
Yeah.
incredible.
There's people watching from around the place. So if you're watching from anywhere, just if you throw in the comments, if you just comment where you are,
Fantastic,
that'd be awesome.
yeah.
That way we can maybe I don't know if we can do it. I don't know if we're supposed to look at our phones, but we're not allowed to. Someone just
we
shook their head. But it'd be good to give you a shout out. But I don't know. Yeah, but shout out to where you're watching from. Click on that thing the comment, but also click on that thing for more information.
Yeah, fill out
and be
your
part of it.
details.
I was just thinking when you're talking, Sarah, like when I was growing up in church, so often I always thought about missions.
Yeah.
It'd be good to do something great for God, and I
Yeah.
always thought about only in the context of other places.
Yeah.
You
Wow.
know, like I went on a mission trip that was really life changing
Yeah.
when I was 15, but it was in another country,
Yeah.
and that was never the intention. But I always thought, somewhere else. But it's cool hearing you talk. Because that's the idea of, hey, we can change the world wherever we are.
Yeah.
In
definitely.
Wellington, we can change the world, but it's the same God everywhere. If you're in a small town, you could do the same sorts of things Sarah's
Exactly.
doing.
Yeah.
In fact, or it could be completely different, but with that same passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a team together, begin praying and believing, because that's what I reckon. That's what church is.
Definitely.
It's not an original idea, but church is
But it's
a
a good
bunch
idea.
of people. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of people challenging each other to go further in God.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
We've always thought, in Equippers, we've always had this, Equippers churches all around the world.
Yeah,
We've got this
global.
heart to see another generation coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we've got the young leaders
Yeah.
like yourself, Jono,
Definitely.
people like Sarah coming through.
Yeah.
But you were involved in Revolution Youth
Yeah.
in Wellington
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
What's the idea of that? You might have seen
Yeah.
Revolution Youth online. There's all
Definitely.
sorts of stuff
Yeah,
that we do.
Yeah.
But what's it about? How does that work?
Well, I think we know that there's a bunch of awesome teenagers in the city, and we know that they need to meet God, that they need to know that there's a God who loves them. There's so many ideas floating around all the time. You're being told so many things as a teenager. And we just want to be a voice that stands up and says, everyone else can tell you a whole lot of things about yourself, but we want to tell you that you're loved.
Yeah,
we want to
great.
tell you that you
So
matter.
good.
And we want to tell you that there's a place that you can belong, where you can be loved and you can be acknowledged for who you are without having to change, without having to pretend to be something. And so what we're all about in Revolution Youth in the Wellington region is creating exactly that, a revolution.
Yeah, great.
A change of the norm, where,
So good.
where people, you know, we want to have a measurable impact in the culture of the city.
Awesome.
And one of the unfortunate statistics about New Zealand is we have horrible mental health problems, right? And so we're about, in fact, we run or are affiliated with a group that runs a nationwide tour that tours around the country every year that spreads a message of hope. So I guess that's what we're really about in Revolution Youth, is we're about spreading that message of hope to people that need to hear it.
So I love that idea as well of young people living like Sarah did.
Definitely.
With that, that just says, I'm going to go to Wellington, or I'm going to go to Auckland, or I'm going to go to London, to university, but there's just that whole idea that university is just part of the story, that there's this, I can do something great for God.
Exactly.
I don't have to live safe. I can do something actually pretty scary, pretty dangerous. I can go to another place, I can be part of something and actually be part of something that is transforming, you know?
Well, because the crazy thing is no matter where you are, no matter what you do, life is going to happen.
Yeah,
right? And life can either just happen and you watch it go by and reflect on it later, or you can engage with it and you can do something and be a part of a change. And I guess we just want to encourage you to do that. Be a part of a change.
Your workplace as well. Like it could be wherever. Like you could be retired. It doesn't matter. Wherever you are.
Exactly. There's something great to be done in the kingdom.
Definitely. Hey, I think we've got some questions coming in on the live stream. So I've got my phone here.
Come on, question time.
And we'll quickly look at some of the questions that oh no, it's not even questions. We've got people where they're watching from.
Oh, shouts out.
Shouts out. Quick shout outs. And then we do have a few questions. We've got people watching from London.
Come on, London.
From London. Thank you for
What's
tuning
the time?
in.
It's early in the morning.
I don't know. It's a good time to be watching. Thank you for watching from Wellington, right?
Come on, Wellington.
We love our family.
Wellington. Actually, Wellington is the greatest city in the world. So
You've heard that.
Great It's great that we've got people watching from Wellington.
Fantastic. We've got people in Masterton, which is also, it's super great by affiliation because it's very close to Wellington, right? I think it was voted the most pretty.
Was it
pretty town in Wellington? I don't know. Obviously, it's not
the region. Just quietly, the weather is better in Masterton than it is in Wellington, but we won't.
But you can't beat Wellington on a good day.
You can't beat Wellington on a good day, and there's a good day every month or two.
At least every week. We've got people watching from Thailand.
What?
Wow! Shout out to Thailand.
And we've got people watching from Westport, which I bet is Mike. So shout out to you,
Shout out Mike from Westport.
And that is very cool. It's great to have you with us.
Yeah.
But one of the questions that came in on the live stream is, what are you excited about for next year? You know, we're doing this live stream because we know that what we're doing next year, it needs you to be a part of it. That there's a place here that you need to be in, that you need to fill, that you're welcome to be in, right? There's a place here for you. But what are you excited about? George, what are you excited about for next year? What are some of the things that excite you that's happening in this city, that's happening in this church?
One of the things that excites me is people's stories like Sarah, and the fact that Sarah's just one of a bunch of people who are taking what God put in their heart, but also taking the opportunities that are in front of them. So for Sarah, she's got this passion to see people loved by Jesus, and she's at university, so she's just taking those two things and doing something great. You know, and I just love to see people of all ages embrace that same heart. You know, our friend Byron Marchant always talks about living in the wild.
Wow.
You know, Christianity doesn't fit in a zoo.
No.
You know, and that's what excites me, that people would live in the wild, like Byron says, that we would live untamed, that we'd say we're not controlled by fear, we're not held back, but we know that the things God's put in our heart, that we can step towards them, you know. And I just reckon it'd be cool to see like people my age with that same heart for the wild. Say, you know, I'm going to go somewhere, we're going to make a difference in a primary school around our kids, or make some sort of impact in a suburb, you know. I know I've got friends who are just talking about, hey, in their suburb they just want to, across the summer they've got a plan just to have a barbecue every Thursday night, invite their neighbours, invite friends, and just build connection, and just believe that they can see those people added to church, connected into a small group, and actually get that same heart. Awesome. You know, and I just think that when I think about the way the kingdom can work in terms of momentum, what Jesus said, that the kingdom of God is forcefully advancing, you know, and then it says that, you know, that eager people are pressing into it. That's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about what Sarah's doing next year and the team. I'm excited there's other people coming into Wellington to be part of it.
That's fantastic.
It's cool. What are you excited about, Jono? You have to answer the question as well.
Definitely. Just really quickly before I answer that question about what I'm excited about, I've just been reminded to recap why we're here, right? We've been live for like 13 minutes. Maybe you've just joined us and you're wondering, what are these extremely handsome and beautiful people doing?
Am I handsome or beautiful?
Both. Sitting in an amazing cafe in Wellington, right? Why they're doing this. So we just want to really quickly tell you, my name's Jono, this is Sarah, this is Jordan.
Hiya.
And we're here to tell you that Equippers Church in Wellington has a place for you. We want to invite you to be a part of something amazing where you can be a part of making a difference in a city that has been voted the best city in the world.
Yeah, we're not making that up. We've said it a few times.
Yeah.
Maybe we've said it every 30 seconds for the last 15
as many
minutes.
times as we can.
But we're not making that up. There's studies.
Multiple. At least one.
Yeah, there's a study. There's studies that prove it's one of the greatest cities in the world. And we just think there's people who could be part of our team, part of what we're doing. But so we're saying, hey, come be part of what we're doing. But we're also saying, our second idea is that, come on, wherever you are, wherever God's positioned you, why don't we let's believe as Christians that we're not just here to sing songs quietly on a Sunday. We're not just here to read our Bibles, but we're here to sing songs, read our Bibles, be empowered by the Holy Spirit, and make a difference in the world, make a measurable impact. You know, that's what I'm believing.
Definitely. Hey, so just before we recap, you were asking me about what I'm excited about next year. I have something very exciting that I'm excited about next year, which is me and my wife Emma are having a baby. Right?
Yeah, so exciting.
That is very exciting. Right? I am excited. We're having a baby in February, but beyond that, that is exciting in and of itself. I'm really excited about having a baby in this church, not in the building, right? We're going to have the baby in a hospital and that kind of thing, right? But I'm excited about raising a family as a part of a bigger family, as a part of this church family. Cool. You know, I've been in this church for quite a long time, and I've really enjoyed being raised by this church, having people come alongside me and encourage me, having people come alongside me and speak life into me, tell me to reach my dreams, you know, push me out when I'm being a little bit timid, and they know that I just need a loving nudge forward. And I'm excited to bring a kid into that kind of family, that kind of world which champions them, which will look after them, which has the best for them. You know, I'm excited about the fact that we have great kids leaders who are going to let my kid know that they're loved, that are going to let my kid know that they matter, that they're worth something. You know, I'm really excited about that.
That's very cool. Sarah, what are you excited about?
I'm just excited about everything with church at the moment. Just you can just see that God's just about to unlock something here. I'm super excited about the thing in town, like the Chill Zone. I'm so pumped about that, and even just other things we're gonna do, like a pop-up op shop, and just there's heaps of stuff going on that it's just exciting. It's
super
real exciting.
It's interesting that you mentioned that. You know, you're excited about everything. It's quite cool. Since we had this idea of an open night, right? Of sharing our heart with the internet, with everyone in the entire world, with people in London and Thailand and Westport, right? Since we had that idea, we've had a whole lot of people, before we even put out the invitation, saying to us, we want to shift to Wellington. We want to be a part of what you're doing. See, what we believe is this isn't just a good idea, although it's a great idea. But what we believe is that God is doing something in this city, that God has a call and a mission in this city that people are choosing to be a part of. That it's a God moment, that we are in the middle of a move of God. And it's exciting.
It's so exciting.
That we're seeing a measurable impact in this city. I'm excited about
I love that. I love that thought that we're in the middle of a move of God. You know, we're not waiting for God to do something. God's waiting for us. And I just reckon it's cool that we can step into that and see God do something cool.
I guess one of the other things to talk about, you know, we've talked about our mission quite a bit. We've talked about the things that we want to do, and we've only got a few minutes left. You know, we know that you're busy people on the internet, and so we're probably only going to go for 5 more minutes. So if you've got questions, please, you know, post them, and we'd love to answer them. But one of the questions I wanted to put to you guys is, what's one of your favourite things about being a part of this church for you personally? You know, we've got this mission, and that's fantastic. But when you show up on a Sunday, how do you feel? How does walking in those doors make you feel?
I just love how people, they genuinely do care. Like it's like beyond surface level. Like I know that that church is family, that people actually do have my back. Like if something bad was to happen, that they've got me, and that nothing, like whether it's something small or something big, people care enough about the small and the big things in your life. And
that's cool.
Just also I love how church just sees like they're not restricted to just church. They see that the greater need as well. They see that there are people that do need God's love and that don't, and that we're not just like a closed community or anything like that. That we see like the bigger picture.
We're outwardly
of
focused.
I love
definitely.
That.
How about you, George?
It's an interesting question. You know, our family got connected to Equippers as a movement of churches when my mum and dad shifted to Auckland, like years, a long time ago, right? And when they shifted, just before they shifted, my mum was diagnosed with a really serious health condition.
Wow.
And when they went to Auckland, they were looking for a church that had faith.
Yeah.
Wow.
A church that believed. Do you know, a church that was going to stand with them in the challenge?
Yeah, wow.
You know, not just a church that would support them in the challenge, but would believe for like breakthrough.
Yeah.
You know, believe for
Yeah.
real kingdom breakthrough. And I think it's
Definitely.
probably that I love the most.
Yeah.
You know, that even though Equippers is a network internationally, you know, there's churches in London, Berlin, California, Tonga, Auckland, you know, all over New Zealand, all over the world, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's still a family that love and care, but also like a family that fights together.
Yeah.
So it's a family
I
and it's an
100%
army.
agree.
Yeah, definitely.
It's that tension of those two things that I think I love the most.
Yeah.
You know, that on a Sunday we
That's fantastic.
praise God passionately, but then
Definitely.
we'll pray for each other's needs. And that's
That's
probably
great.
it. That's what I love the most. Yeah.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Hey, we've got a few more minutes. We don't have many questions so far, but one of the other questions that we have is, what's your favourite thing about Wellington as a city?
Yeah.
You know, Wellington, we've already said, is the greatest city in the
The
world,
best, yeah.
right? As voted by
Me,
people who voted.
Jono and Sarah voted it.
Yeah,
Number
and
one.
we have
City in the
decreed it.
world.
Yeah. It's the best city that I've been in this entire live stream.
It is.
It's true.
It's
But,
totally
you know,
great.
one of the things that I love about Wellington is you can probably tell that I've started running recently because I'm looking very fit and healthy, right? But I love the fact that Wellington is a place that you can enjoy with people.
Yeah.
You know that there's so many things to do. You can go for bushwalks, you
Yeah.
can go for a swim at the beach, you can experience the amazing culture and cafes. But there's so much exciting stuff to do that if you were looking for a place to be a part of making a difference and you weren't sure and it was going to be decided on the quality of the coffee, Wellington would
Wellington's a good option.
It's true.
Yeah. Good option.
true.
Very good. Yeah. Sarah?
I loved it. I loved. I actually love the hills. It's a bit of a random thing,
really
but
beautiful.
because I came up from Christchurch, and so I love how you can actually see views everywhere here. It's so pretty, and like the beach and stuff, so easy to go and see. And I just love walking down Cuba Street and just seeing the massive diversity of people and just what they wear. And I love it how people just they own themselves and they're proud of it. And we, regardless, like they just, I just love the confidence down Cuba.
Yeah, very cool. How about you, George?
The greatest thing about the thing I love most. I love the extreme weather. I love it. I love
it's
wind.
beautiful. Yeah.
People make jokes about windy Wellington, and it's not a joke. It's for real.
But it is.
for real
You
windy.
get very strong legs.
But I do love it. I love the extreme weather. The wind can blast from the morning, and then the sun, and then it'll stop and be still in the evening, or vice versa. I love the extremeness of it, and I love that God's called me here. I love that, you know.
Definitely.
But that extreme weather is something I thought I would hate.
Yeah, wow.
You know,
Oh, there we go.
you know, I lived here before. I was like, I didn't want to go back
Yeah.
to that, but actually, I really enjoy it.
It's
you know,
awesome.
something I love.
So awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, we're just about out of time. So what we wanted to say is thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you for clicking on this and being a part of this
Thanks for your
live
time,
stream.
man.
We really appreciate it. And we want to encourage you one more time, if you haven't already, click on down in the comments, click on that link and find out more about what we're doing. You know, maybe you just want to hear a little bit more. Maybe you want one of us to give you a call. We'd love to just reach out and have a chat with you about how you could be a part of making a difference in Wellington. And the other thing we want to encourage you to do is this live stream. It's been live. You've been a part of it. You were groundbreaking. But we're going to keep it up. And so why not share the live stream once it's finished, and a friend who maybe, you know, was doing something else at this time or didn't realize it was on, will be able to see it and will be able to listen back to the marvel that was the last 20 or so minutes. And they can be encouraged that they're called to make a difference, that they can be encouraged that they're called to have a measurable impact wherever they are, and that Wellington is a great place to have measurable impact.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
Great.
do that.
Sweet.
And hopefully we'll see you here in Wellington. It's the best city in the world.
It is.
The best.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real privilege to be able to share our heart with you. And we'll see you again sometime later. Cheers, guys.
See ya.
'Cause your joy overwhelming is running right through my veins. And in your love, I found a